Hey there, Stampers. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada. And happy catalog launch day. Today is January 4th, 2022. And the January to June 2022 mini catalog and the celebration brochure both launched today. So exciting, exciting time. Lots of great new products and opportunities to earn free products as well. And we'll chat a little bit more about that in a bit. But let's go ahead and get started with our crafting project. Today I'm going to share how to create this card, which I created for a recent swap that I participated in with some other demonstrators. And it uses a brand new collection of products, the Honeybee Home Bundle, which you can find, I believe, is on page 59. Let me just double check. 59 or 61? No, page 61 of the January to June mini catalog. And it's also the bundle that I'm featuring at this month's card class. So I will link all of the information in the description below to where you can find the details on that. And today is actually the last day that you can register in order to receive a kit for that class. So you'll definitely want to take care of that if it's something that you're interested in participating in. Okay, so this sweet bundle, it's kind of part of a larger collection, kind of a mega suite where there's two bundles, there's some paper, there's some memories and more cards, there's some embellishments, some ribbon, and an embossing folder. So it's part of a huger collection, but we're really going to focus on this today, as well as the Hive embossing folder, which is a fun new embossing folder that is part of that mega suite. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now I've got some of the things already done here. Okay, so first of all, I have a 2 3/4 inch by 4 inch piece of white cardstock that I've gone ahead and I've embossed using the Hive embossing folder. And this embossing folder you can use either way. Most of our embossing folders you can use either way, but it looks fabulous both sides. We're going to use it with the raised side up, and we're going to distress it a little bit. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to carefully, you have to be a bit more careful when it's embossed, especially with so much detail. Otherwise you'll tear it, but that's part of the charm. I mean, we're going for a distressed look, right? Okay, so while I'm doing this, let's chat a little bit about celebration. So celebration runs from January 4th to the end of February, and we have it twice a year. We have it in for the next 2 months, and then we also have it in July and August. And you qualify with every $60 that you spend before shipping and tax, you qualify for a free product. And there are 2 levels of products. There's a $60 level, and then if you spend $120, you can either choose 2 level 1s or you can choose 1 level 2. So that's one of the ways that you can take advantage of celebration. And I'll kind of, as we work here, I'll talk about the other ways. Okay, so you saw me distress this garden green piece. This also measures 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So they're exactly the same size. But what we're going to do, kind of in these areas where it kind of tore a little bit, I'm actually going to reinforce that. I'm going to curl them up a little bit. I'm actually going to rip this one right out, and then I'm going to fold in this corner a little bit, just to give it even more of a distressed look. Okay, and then we're going to bring in a scrap piece of paper. We're going to do some splattering. So I've got my basic black Stampin' Right, or not Stampin' Right marker, Stampin' Blend. And I'm going to use my bone folder and just kind of give it some splatter. I'll bring that up a little closer so you can see. I love how fine the splatter is. It's my favorite way to add splatter right now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and actually I'm going to add my adhesive to this piece. And we're just going to offset it just like that. So we've got a little bit of the green peeking out in a few different areas. I just kind of curled that green piece up in the corner there a little bit. I'm going to distress this a little bit more. So you can do that, just distress it as much or as little as you'd like. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my card base. This is a piece of thick basic white cardstock. measures 5.5 by 8.5, so just a standard size card. And then I've got a piece of vellum that measures 4 by 5.25, and I'm going to adhere my vellum to the center of my card front. And you saw that I only put adhesive in the center because I don't want to be able to see my adhesive, although you can't really see it. So vellum on white actually looks pretty good. You can't really see the adhesive through it. And then this piece is going to go on here, so we'll add some adhesive. And I'm going to make sure that the white piece is straight. All right. Okay, next up, we're going to do some die cutting. Actually, we'll do some stamping first. So I've got a scrap piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to take this adorable bee and some fresh freesia, and I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it down on here. And I'm going to leave that open because I want to stamp something. Actually, no, we're okay. I'm going to leave it open because we want to stamp on the inside. I'm just going to stamp one in the corner, and then we can do our envelope as well so it matches. There we go. Okay, so we're done with fresh freesia. Now we'll bring in, we can move our envelope out of the way. We'll bring in some Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp the greeting Such Happy News, which could be used for lots of different occasions. Just going to ink that up and stamp it on a 1/2 inch strip of white cardstock. There we go. And I think that's it for that. Now I'm going to bring this bit in, and I'm going to use my clear Wink of Stella brush, and I'm going to color in just his wings, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. All right, and I've got a scrap piece of fresh freesia and a scrap piece of garden green. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the bee using this die. We're going to cut from fresh freesia this die right here, and the grass from garden green. But I've gone ahead and done all that. So there are my pieces. I've got my grass, my other image, and my bee. Okay. So now we can start assembling. So I'll bring back my card base. So the other way that you can take advantage of a celebration is with a qualifying purchase, you can get an exclusive host set for free, which is a fabulous new set. And then if you decide to join, which is always the best deal, the cost is $135, and you get to choose $165 worth of product, plus you get to choose 2 free stamp sets. And I just want to confirm the stamp sets. So the information, you can find that on page 18 of the catalog, the join information. You'll also get to choose any 2 free stamp sets. And those can be anything from the annual catalog or from the mini catalog, excluding celebration sets and host sets. So that's always the best deal because you get to choose $165 worth of product, whatever product you want. And with a brand new catalog that's released, you know that your wish list is really, really long. So it's a great time to become a demonstrator and get your product at a discount with absolutely no commitment, but you can enjoy the discount for as long as you're a demonstrator. Okay, so I'm just kind of weaving these 2 pieces kind of together. So some of the blades of grass are at the front and some are at the back. And then I'm going to use a mini glue dot to kind of hold the 2 together. And then peel that off. And this is going to go right on here like this. And that's the only adhesive I'm going to use there. This will help hold it on as well. So I chose to do this flat. Now, because I have several layers that are going in this swap, I didn't want to add too much bulk to my card because I didn't want to pay anything extra. Okay, so we've got that. That's stuck down flat. Now I'm going to take some twine, and what I like to do before I use my twine is I just take my fingers and kind of almost straighten it just a little bit. It helps to prevent the twine from curling when you go to tie it. Okay, so I'll just tweak that, make my loops pretty even off my ends. The other thing I like to do is I like to leave it on the spool when I tie it so that I don't waste anything. Now I'll take another glue dot and I'm just going to kind of fold this in half. Add it to the corner here. Add my bow. And then I'm going to take my bee and I'm going to curl up the wings just ever so slightly. There we go. And we'll add adhesive down the center and then add our bee right here. So cute. And then I will take my Wink of Stella and add a little bit of shimmer to the other bees that I stamped. This one and then even the envelope as well. So just a reminder that this is the bundle that we are focusing on for this month's class, card class, which will be the last or the fourth Tuesday of the month. There we go, there's our card. And it will be on Zoom. And however, if you can't attend the class, it will be recorded and I send out the PDF with the link to the video, photos, measurements, supply list, everything that you need in the PDF the day after the class. So here's a little peek at the 3 cards we're making. So you'll be making 2 of each of these. And I specifically designed these cards so that you could switch up the greetings and make them work for you. So if you know that you need lots of birthday cards, you can make them, turn them all into birthday. There's a couple of them that you could turn into sympathy if you wanted to have a couple sympathy cards on hand. So really this class was designed so that you can create the cards that you need and then have them on hand for when you do need a card. All right, so I hope you guys decide to join us. And if there is anything that you saw today that you liked and would like to purchase and live in Canada, I would love for you to choose me as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if you don't already have a demonstrator. So thanks so much for watching. Have a fabulous day.